Oh boy, this is a really weird one. This anime appears to be pretty freaking dumb simply on the title alone, but the anime does provoke quite a lot of discussion on my sphere on the interwebs, and I've heard mixed thoughts on this anime. Some people seem to enjoy it, others don't. So what's my personal take on this absurdly fetishistic anime involving a girl dressed up in a bunny outfit? Did I say Barney outfit? Welcome to UNCAPPED's Uncapped, the bluer the better and better late than never. Today's anime is Seishun Butai Yaru wa Bunny Girl Senpai no Yume wo Minai, aka Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, aka just Bunny Girl Senpai because screw you Japanese stories with long ass titles. The story of Bunny Girl Senpai is a really intriguing one involving a girl who dressed up as a bunny because it seems to be that no one is able to look at her. Turns out this is a part of the adolescent syndrome where the girl who is an actress cannot exist unless people actually remember her. So it's up to the main protagonist to figure out how to make sure that everyone remembers the girl. Oh, wait a second, we have another story arc of a girl that the main protagonist met early on who is revealed to have another adolescent syndrome that essentially caused the days to loop for our main protagonist. So can our main protagonist find out the reason and the solution to get out of this rather bizarre situation? Oh, wait a second, there's also another storyline involving the main character's sister who literally got cuts thanks to someone sending death threats at her on social media. This anime doesn't really have one main story arc. What it does have instead are multiple story arcs about individuals who got the adolescent syndrome and how the main protagonist is going to solve their issues. In total, the anime is able to pack about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adolescent syndrome storylines at the span of 13 episodes. Now I have to admit, the premise in and of itself is really damn intriguing, and no, it's not because I have a bunny girl fetish. I am hooked instantly on the story the moment I realize what's going on. I want to see how the characters get out of this bizarre and seemingly impossible to get through situation, as these characters don't really have much help to get out of it. But Bunny Girl Senpai can only rely so much on the premise of the plot, and well, if I have to be honest with you, not much else really. This is one of the most confused animes that I've seen for the past couple of years. It's not that the story is confusing, as evidenced with me describing the plot very well to you guys, it's that I'm confused in what the anime is trying to do. I guess you can be simplistic and say that it's an anime that delivers you bunny girls, but even that one is a lie because you don't get to see that much of her in her bunny outfit. Maybe it's an anime about the perverted life of a rascal high school boy, but that's an oversimplification. Maybe it's an anime about the supernatural things happening towards the characters with the adolescent syndrome, but those supernatural things are merely to serve other stories that it's really confusing to pinpoint exactly in what the anime tries to do. I managed to summarize the anime's plot because I understand what's going on, but despite knowing exactly what's going on, I honestly cannot figure out what this anime is. Is it a mystery thriller? Is it a coming-of-age romance? Is it a sci-fi story mixed with supernatural elements? Is it all of them blended together in this bizarre mix of confused compound? As a comedy, it's not really that good. As a romance, it's not that good either. As a mystery, well, it has potential, but the other elements hampered its potential from being great. While Bunny Girl Senpai does have a really intriguing story, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. Let's get through my biggest problem of the anime straight away: the dialogues. Now, to its credit, the dialogues of Bunny Girl Senpai is unlike anything that I have seen. The dialogues between the characters are analytical and quite meta as well. Let me show you a quick example.
楓、朝だぞ。起きろ。
はい。お兄ちゃん寒いです。
もう。
楓のハムはお兄ちゃんへの思いでできてるんです。
なんだその痛い設定は。
Hey, that's my line! But the analytical and meta nature of the dialogues is actually one of the biggest problems that this anime has. It's different for sure, but being analytical means being objective, and being objective means very little room to express your emotions. And since the dialogues of the anime are around 80% exposition, they make pretty much most of the characters lifeless and flat, just like what happens to your face when your teacher is asking you to read a portion of the book in front of the class. Watching through the first 2 episodes of this anime when it was released just straight up bored me. I find the story intriguing, don't get me wrong, but the characters look like they gave little to no crap about it, so why the hell should I? It's the flat deliveries and emotions that made them to look like they don't give a damn at all on being in the scene, which makes me and perhaps the rest of the audiences about as equally apathetic. The anime tries to have funny, lighthearted, and typical anime anime moments, but these moments come off as really insincere, as if they are done to check the anime tropes box and keep you all convinced that these are real characters when they could just be projections of the author's debate regarding quantum physics. And that's how the anime felt at times. It felt like a discussion about the anime's themes and characters rather than a presentation of an actual story. It's based on a light novel, sure, but there's a reason why we call it anime adaptation rather than anime copy and paste the author's freaking shower thoughts. But fortunately, or unfortunately depending on your perspective, this only happens in the first half of the anime. The second half of the anime manages to regain its focus and figure it out, wait a second, we're an anime! We're supposed to show the audiences the story with characters playing roles in their story and having genuine issues. And I thought making anime adaptations is about as simple as slapping the author's shower thoughts. Thank God we're not adapting Atlas Shrugged. So remember when I said that there are 5 different story arcs in this anime? The second half covers the last 3 story arcs and all of them are pretty good. Futaba's story arc is equally intriguing and heartwarming. Nodoka's story arc came a bit out of nowhere, but it does have a really nice emotional punch in the end that delivers its theme really well. And Kaede's story arc is also pretty damn heartbreaking. It's great that the anime manages to regain its composure in the second half and focus on being an anime that tells you a story rather than the author's self-insert meta dialogues about quantum physics that just so happens to have an anime plot. It's a shame that it took 6 episodes. So if you want an anime that actually starts off good, this isn't one of them. I certainly didn't watch the anime further after the first 2 episodes got released and only watched them in full later because, hey, it's finished and I have a new review show to do. But let's be fair here, I think we should give the anime some more credit. Yes, the dialogues are pretty meta, but some of the meta dialogues are actually pretty funny. And despite the characters delivering them flat-faced, some jokes rely on the characters delivering it flat-faced, so good job anime for that. While the waifus here are unfortunately underwhelming, Kaede is actually a really good Emoto character. I say Emoto, which means that it's for the patting and not for the looting, you sick freaks. Overall, I just don't get Bunny Girl Senpai. This is an anime that defines mixed bag for me. The storyline is intriguing, but the presentation is wonky and confused. The characters show a lot of potential, but the meta exposition-driven dialogues make them flat, lifeless, and very difficult to relate. The anime moves away from meta dialogues to actually show legitimately good stories in the last half that are both character-driven and emotionally driven, but that's 6 episodes too late for an anime with an intriguing concept. Conveniently, there are 5 story arcs in the anime, and only 3 of them are actually worth watching. And that sums up my rating on this anime perfectly. It hits 3 blue caps out of 5 later down the line. It had an awkward start, but it managed to regain its composure and actually deliver entertaining and emotional stories. But it really needs a lot more polish to actually be something that is worth recommending. And speaking of recommending, I honestly don't know if I should recommend this anime to you guys. So if what you heard from this review intrigued you, give it a try and see how it goes. You might like it, you might not like it. Otherwise, I suggest you to stick to something more straightforward, like taxes for the unemployed.